"Hey, stop right there," the hotel manager shouted as Ethan stepped into the luxury wedding venue. He stood frozen, holding a small velvet box in his hand. His shirt was damp with sweat from biking across the hot city, and his hair was stuck to his forehead. It was clear he had been rushing, but he didn't look dirty, just tired. The guests near the entrance paused, looking at him with confusion. A few gave side glances, their expressions unsure. His delivery bag hung from one shoulder, worn but clean. The manager walked up with a scowl. "Who let you in here? This is a private wedding, not a place for delivery guys to roam around. Use the back entrance." Ethan took a step forward, voice calm but firm. "I'm not here with food. This is something important. The bride personally asked me to bring this to her. She said I must give it to her directly." The manager crossed his arms. "And I'm telling you, this is not how it works. You don't just walk into a five-star hotel looking like you've been chasing buses. If it's for the bride, give it to me. I'll pass it on." "I'm sorry, sir," Ethan said, trying not to raise his voice. "She told me clearly. No one else, only me." People were watching now. A few had pulled out their phones, sensing some drama. One of the older guests muttered, "That let anyone in these days." A woman whispered, "At least he could have changed clothes before coming here." Ethan felt his throat tighten. He had come straight from his second job. He didn't have time to shower or even rest, but he didn't care about how he looked. He only cared about what was inside the little box. The manager was done arguing. He raised his hand. "Security, get him out of here." Two guards started walking over. Ethan gripped the box tighter. He didn't want to cause a scene. He just wanted to keep a promise. Suddenly, the huge golden doors of the wedding hall creaked open. Everyone turned. Standing there, in her glowing white gown, framed by soft golden lights and rose petals scattered at her feet, was the bride. Her smile faded the second she saw Ethan. Her eyes widened. Her breath caught. "Ethan?" she whispered. The entire lobby went still. Her bouquet dropped from her hand. She stepped forward, then broke into a run. Her heels clicked on the marble floor until she kicked them off, her veil flowing behind her. "Ethan!" she called again, louder this time. The guard stopped. The manager froze. The bride reached him, eyes full of disbelief. "You came," she said, out of breath. "You actually came." Ethan gave a small nod. "I found it. I know it's late, but I had to bring it to you." Without a word, she threw her arms around him. Her perfect makeup started to smudge as tears ran down her cheeks. People gasped. Cameras started recording. The manager took a step back. "Wait, you know him?" The bride pulled away and turned to face everyone. Her voice trembled. "He's not just some delivery guy. He's Ethan. And he was everything to me." Her fiancé had stepped out from the hall now, confusion written all over his face. The bride looked at him, then at the crowd, and said, "Years ago, I lived in a small town. We didn't have much, but we had dreams. Ethan and I, we were in love. We promised we'd build a future together no matter how hard it got." Ethan listened quietly, holding the box in both hands now. She continued, "We buried a ring under the old oak tree behind our school, a ring he made himself from his late mother's bracelet. We called it our someday ring. He said, 'When I've made something of myself, I'll come back for you, and we'll start our real life.' But we lost touch," she said, voice breaking. "My family moved. He tried to reach out, I'm sure, but life got in the way. I thought it was over." Ethan opened the box slowly. Inside was that same simple, homemade ring, slightly worn, still beautiful, still hers. "I went back to the tree," Ethan said softly. "It was still there, wrapped in the red cloth you tied around it. I remembered everything. I knew I had to find you and give it to you myself." The bride's father stepped forward, alarmed. "What are you doing? Your wedding is about to begin." She turned to him, not angry, just honest. "I thought I could move on. I thought marrying someone kind and successful would be enough. But the truth is, I never stopped waiting. And now he's here." The groom looked hurt. So you're choosing him? After all this? She faced Ethan again. I never stopped loving you. Ethan blinked. Even now? She nodded. Especially now. The groom stepped back. Her parents whispered warnings, reminding her of the guests, the reputation, the expensive arrangements, but she didn't flinch. I'd rather be judged for following my heart than be praised for faking a smile. And just like that, she took Ethan's hand. He looked stunned. Where are we going? Wherever you go, she said, smiling through her tears. As they turned to leave, someone clapped, then another. Soon the entire room was split, some shocked, some smiling, others just watching as a bride walked away from perfection to chase something real. They stepped out into the evening air. The city buzzed around them, cars, noise, heat. But in that moment, it all faded. Ethan looked at her white dress, now brushing the pavement. He asked, Are you sure? She looked at him. You came back with a ring you buried when we had nothing. That's worth more than everything I was walking toward in that hall. Ethan smiled, still unsure. I don't have much. You have everything, she said. You kept your promise. They walked down the street hand in hand, the velvet box now empty, but their hearts full. Behind them, inside the glittering ballroom, the music restarted. But outside, something far more beautiful had begun. Two people finding each other again, not because of timing or luck, but because real love always finds its way home. They walked quietly for a while until they reached a quiet bench under a street lamp. Ethan sat down and looked at her, as if deciding whether to say something. There's something I never told you, he said gently. After we lost contact, I joined the military. I served for 4 years overseas. You were in the army? Her eyes widened in surprise. He nodded. I came back last year. I could have come sooner, but I didn't want you to choose me out of pity or a sense of duty. I wanted to see if your love was still real, even when I had nothing left to offer but an old promise. She stared at him, tears rising again, but this time with pride. You were willing to stand at my wedding door, dressed like a delivery boy, just to test my heart? Ethan smiled faintly. That uniform brought me honor, but today I wore sweat and dust to find truth, and I found it. She took his hand in both of hers. I don't need medals. I just need you. And for the first time in years, Ethan felt peace. Not because he was a soldier, not because he was strong, but because he was finally loved for the man he truly was. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more real emotional stories.